And we are live, baby. It is lit. It is lit. Guys, your LSU Tigers just went out there and proved a point tonight. Just went out there tonight and proved a freaking point. All week, we have been talking about TJ Finley. And he came up and showed up. We are live. Yes, we are. We are live, says Devin Staub. Mojo Booster heading into War Eagle. Yeah, guys, we're going to have a lot to talk about this week. A hell of a lot to talk about this week. Before we get started, as always, guys, my name is Blake Ruffino. This is Are You Serious Sports. Do us a favor. Hit the like and hit the share and share into some groups. Chris Rabelais says, go Tigers. Defense still got some work to do, but the next few years look very promising. I agree. Guys, TJ Finley played outside of his damn mind. Outside of his damn mind. Let's see. I'm going to post the phone number. All right, guys. So bear with me. 225-435-9387. All right. So, guys, here is the phone number. I'm going to pin it up on Facebook Live so you guys can call in. Guys, if you want to call into the show, you can right now. Call in. What did you see from the LSU Tigers? What did you see? And we will talk about it. Devin Staub says TJ Finley. Guys, Tangible Parrish showed out tonight. You got Trey Palmer with the kick return. You have TJ Finley going 17 of 21 for over 250 yards and 3 touchdowns. The pick was not really on him. In timing, that will come up. In timing, that will get better. But absolutely. Nicole Iuza says, hey, she out there in Ponchatoula. She's out there in Ponchatoula, but guys, you can't call into the show. Chris Rabelais says, BJ Ojulari and Eli Ricks, the 2 true freshmen. Guys, the 2 true freshmen looked absolutely phenomenal tonight, y'all. They look phenomenal. You have BJ Ojulari getting 3 sacks. You have Eli Ricks getting a pick 6. I mean, through the first, 4 games, you have Eli Ricks with 3 picks? This is what's going to be the theme of the week. Guys, the theme of the week is going to be this. Is TJ Finley QB1? You can call into the show at 225-435-9387. That's 225-435-9387. Guys, he looked phenomenal tonight, y'all. Look, y'all. TJ Finley was on point from start to finish. From start to finish, TJ Finley was absolutely phenomenal. He made great reads. He was able to run the football. You wonder why Orgeron made him your starter this week? That's why. He's got great feet. He's got a big arm. Look, we talked about it on Monday that I thought that he should start. We talked about it on Tuesday that I thought he should start. Wednesday, we started hearing it. Thursday, we reported it, and here he is. Here he is. Absolutely great thing to say. Let me clarify. Jacoby Stevens looks lost. Yeah, guys, he looks lost. I mean, look, Jacoby Stevens was out of position a lot tonight. A lot. And it wasn't close. Like it wasn't close. He was missing tackles. He was out of alignment. And let me say this because a lot of people were hitting me up on Twitter about this. Guys, if you're missing your gaps, you're out of position. You understand that, right? Jacoby Stevens and Damone Clark were out of position all night long. Damone Clark got pulled. Okay, so if we want to talk about the defense right now, let's talk about this. You got to pull 18. You got to pull him at this point because he's shown you that in pass coverage and in run fields, he's not it. So everyone was talking about Bo Pelini. Everybody was talking about how bad this defense was, and I get it. It all falls back on Bo Pelini. But did y'all watch the same game I watched tonight? Because if you did, Bo Pelini didn't miss them gaps like Damone Clark did. Just letting you know. Let's see. Marvin Mackey says, way out of a position in alignment. I'm with you. I stay up late and have fun as hell with the AYS postgame show and sleep in for those donuts and coffee. You damn right you do. 7 and 18 are very disappointing this year. Guys, they are. Guys, they are. And look, you know how much I don't like talking about players on this show, like degrading players on this show. But man, they're not playing great right now, y'all. They're not playing great right now. It's like not even close. Devin Staub says, Baskerville showed out. Look, I had a tweet in the second quarter. I said Baskerville needs to be playing over number 18, Damone Clark. And he tackles in space. He can cover in space. Brittany Bro says TJ looked like a leader. The team even carried themselves different with him as the quarterback. Guys, let me throw this out there. How long have I talked about on this show that the offensive line is not bad? How long have I talked about that? Hold on, let me fix the camera. All right. How long have I talked about that, y'all? Everybody kept saying, Blake, this offensive line's not good. This offensive line's really bad. This offensive line's not bad, y'all. This offensive line's not bad. They ran the football down South Carolina's throats. And before people say that South Carolina's a bad defense, no, they are not. No, they are not. Look here. Okay. No, that's not true. That's not it. Yeah. No, that's not right statistics. I'm trying to pull up the box score that we have right here. Yeah, that's not updated. That's not updated. I'm trying to give you the updated stats. Yeah, LSU ran for more than 97 yards on offense. I think it was it was close to 200 yards of offense or rushing yards on offense. Guys, they ran it down South Carolina's throat, who quite frankly, okay, has shown that they can be a competent defense. That's what's scary. This offensive line's not bad at all. Mazda zoom LMAO. Cardell Flott has to stop staring into the backfield when he's running stride for stride with the wide receiver. Chris, I agree with you there. Justin Dunning says sometimes these teams want to play harder for certain guys. Yeah, they do. Little Boosie, zoom. Reggie, what's up, man? Or Reginald, I should say. TJ have a different type of swag in his walk. Man, he does. Guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be the talk all week. You guys already know that we come on this show Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday from 7 to 8. It's going to be the talk all week. Yeah, it was over 200. I don't know why in the Rudy Poo. That, I mean, like, hey, we're doing a postgame show. Like, give us the damn stats. Jesus, Marion Joseph. Like, these stats aren't right. I know they're not right. Everyone joining the show, we greatly appreciate it. Hit the like and hit the share. We got to get over to our good friends, the main sponsor and the sponsor of AYS on the postgame show. The AYS postgame show is our good friend, Mr. Caleb Clark. Ask for Woody at Robinson Brothers Ford. Go see him at 11455 Airline Highway. You're looking for a new vehicle, anything Ford and Lincoln, go see him at Robinson Brothers Ford. Guys, I don't know why this thing is not. It does this every single time. Every single time it does this crap. I don't know why it does it. Like, your boy's just simply looking for the damn stats. Anyway, let's get to some more of y'all's comments. Adam Parr says, Adam Parr says, don't think the issue has been QB. Yeah, no, it hadn't. A little bit it hasn't, but how do you explain what you saw tonight? Adam, they ran it down. They ran it down South Carolina's throat. TJ, even you saw a couple times, checked out of a pass and into a run, and you're getting big yards from Emory and Ty Davis-Price. I know a lot of people are tweeting me during the show, Blake, why is Chris Curry not playing? Did you see what number 4 and number 3 did tonight? Bruh. Let's see. Hember24 says TJ Finley is the starter. This is something I want to get to, because Sean brings up a good point here. 0 for 10 on third down was the issue against Missouri. They were 7-9 on third down tonight when TJ Finley came out of the ball game. Now, they did a little. They went, I think, 8 of 10 when total. Now that when Max Johnson went into the game, but LSU was 7 of 9 on third down, guys. 7 of 9. You guys can call into the show 225-435-9387. 225-435-9387. Tell us what you think about the game tonight. Let's see. Travis says Finley is the future. Start him the rest of the way. Look, guys, I don't want to be, biased to the fact of one game or what we saw tonight, but it's hard, guys. It's very, very hard to not play him. Look, you're not going to win a national title this season. You're 2-2. You're 2-2 at this point. You're not going to win a national title, and I'm kind of with you. Why not play him? Let's see. Joseph says, I think we can shoot it out with Bama, maybe to win, but you never know. This team is only going to get better. I agree with him there. LSU rush. Okay, I'm going to write this down because ESPN seems to not be able to pull up the stats on my end. Let's see. LSU says David was 276 on the rush and 265 in the pass. Guys, that could have been even more lopsided. If they would have let TJ Finley sling that sucker, he would have had more yards. Guys, he absolutely ripped it tonight. Now, we have a lot of people who have come on our show, and we've had a lot of people talk negatively about TJ Finley. What you got to say right now? Eric says, Ojulari brothers know how to play football, don't they? Yeah, they sure as hell do. BJ's older brother is a defensive end at Georgia. I don't know, Adam. Sometimes it takes a QB not only to throw the ball, but demand a presence. I agree with that from Brittany. I agree with that. Reginald says, TJ's ability to run the ball kept the defense on their toes. Good wrinkle to have. Guys, keep it coming. I mean, because it's the truth. It is the absolute truth. The simple fact that TJ was having quarterback runs drawn up for him kept them on their toes. They can't go in pass coverage on these play actions when they know it's play action because of the simple fact they know that TJ Finley could tuck that sucker and run you over. Guys, there was a quarterback draw where he got hit at the line of scrimmage and pushed forward for 5 yards. Instead of second and 9, now you have 2nd and 5. It's a completely different scenario when you're at 2nd and 5 versus you being 2nd and 9. Let's see. Paul Brown kept offense slightly vanilla and slight almost scored 60. It's a good point. You didn't do anything heroic. You didn't do anything showy, and you ran the ball. As Brian says here, you had balance. You had a lot of balance. Stu was thrown into windows. He has that it factor. I agree with that. I completely agree with that statement. Dude, he's got a live arm. A live arm. And the simple fact, guys, that he was making the throw. Look, you can have a big arm. Here's the difference. Guys can have big arms, but they normally don't have accuracy. TJ has a big arm with a lot of accuracy in it. A lot of accuracy. I should have pulled up this damn box score before I came on this damn show. I knew this shit wasn't. I knew ESPN wasn't going to pull it up on this desktop. I knew it. Anyway, let's see. Chris says TJ reminded me of Jamarcus Russell a little bit, but he had mobility like Cam Newton. I don't know about the ability in the running game like Cam Newton. Chris, I'm not going to say that. Cam Newton was next level when it came to running the football, like next level. And Cam Newton wasn't as accurate as a passer and is not, even now, is not accurate as a passer as TJ is. David says, I love Brennan and his loyalty, but also TJ's promise so torn. Can't argue either way for QB1. Hey, guys, let me ask you all this question. Let me know in the comments or call into the show at 225-435-9387. Let me ask you this. If you go into a game and Miles Brennan's starting and you're struggling on offense a little bit, you all know in here that you're going to be asking for TJ Finley, right? Like, that's going to be the consensus. Completely going to be the consensus. TJ looked better than Brennan straight up. He needed to be the starter, though, says Diggo Combs. What was the bourbon of the choice tonight? As always, guys, it is our official sponsor of AYS, Ragged Branch. I know you can't see that because of the light, but Ragged Branch, the official bourbon of AYS and LSU. You see they got the LSU label right there. They got the LSU label right there. So the official bourbon. No, I've already drank that bottle. Okay, so I've already drank that bottle, but it's right here, y'all. We've been drinking. He can run better than y'all reported. I'll give you that. I'll take a little bit on that, but I'll take that. Yeah, he did a lot. He did a lot better than I thought he would running the football. I'll take that. The defense is out of position on so many man plays. How? I have no idea, Jake. Jake, no clue. None. You saw at the end of the game, the last touchdown that South Carolina scored, Derek Stingley where was he at? It was man-to-man coverage on the outside. He just let his guy run a slant on him. 7 of 21 for 265, says Paul, my good friend Paul. Yeah, I mean, lit it up, dude. I was texting Paul during the game. Lit it up. Himber says, liquid courage. Already. But come on, we winning. It's lit up in this thing. I got the backwards hat. I got look at the flow. The flow's going back. Come on now, bro. Come on. Kari says Brennan will get his job back, but Finley right off the bench. I hope Miles graduates early and does a Jalen Hurts plays his last year at the program. They need to stop recruiting quarterbacks. No, you never stop recruiting quarterbacks. Never. No. 12.6 yards per attempt, says Adam. Adam, that's a big deal, man. That's a good big stat. Big stat. Go Philly says TJ Finley, Garrett Nussmarker, Walker Howard, LSU future at the QB position is bright. Maybe Arch Manning as well. Definitely so. And look, Max Johnson came in and was running that thing too, y'all. I mean, it's not like I can't see it because I'm drunk. Says Eric. I thought you were calling me drunk, so I was like, no, I ain't. I'm a little tipsy, dog. I'm just joking. TTM, the 10th man, says Corey Kaye. I don't know if Coach O understands or underhands Brennan. He was the guy to start the season for a reason. Unless he struggles, it's Brennan's team, I believe. Well, I think 0 for 10 against Missouri will show that he struggled on third down a little bit, right? Like, I mean, there are times where Miles has struggled. Okay, I mean, and TJ had an impressive game, y'all. An impressive game. I mean, y'all can't take that away from. And look, South Carolina's defense isn't Rudy Poo. They're not bad. Like, they're not bad at all. Look what they did at Auburn last week. And I know that this LSU offense is expected to be better than Auburn's, but Bo Nix has a little bit more experience than TJ Finley, though, right? Put that out there. Peace out, y'all. I got to go get some sleep. All right, brother. We'll see you. Y'all get any more of them Anthony Jennings? Oh, God. Laying around? Yeah, true. TJ is your starter. It seems to be a consensus. Y'all, it seems to be a consensus from LSU fans. 100%. All right, now they have updated the box score. All right, so here we go. Ty Davis Price had a night, y'all. Ty Davis Price had a night. Ty Davis Price with 22 carries, 135 yards, and a touchdown. TJ Finley with 17 completions on 21 attempts, 265, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Guys, 276 yards on the freaking ground. You were wondering why I kept calling for Ty Davis Price and why I kept calling for John Emery Moore. Guys, you had 54 rushes tonight to 21 passing attempts, and you scored 52 points out of the spread. This ain't your Les Miles stuff. I had some people tweeting me during the game, Blake, they're going back to Les Miles and run the ball too much. I don't give a shit what you do. If you score 52 points, I don't give a damn if you run the veer, y'all. Shit. Eric Wright, it keeps them legs fresh, though. We have a 3-headed monster at running back, but it's definitely leaning towards a 2-headed monster. Chris, I don't think that we have a 3-headed monster. I think we have a 2-headed monster. I would continue to feed John Emery and Ty Davis Price. I mean, Chris looks to be with some nagging injuries, so we'll see. Everybody joining the show, we greatly appreciate it. Go ahead and hit the like and hit the share and share into some groups for us. We appreciate that. Let's see. I'd have to go all the way back up for that to get the number. Guys, the number is it's not on the overlay here where y'all can see that. I got to fix that. 225-435-9387. 225-435-9387. You guys on Facebook can see that. All right, we got a call. All right, you on live with Blake Ruffino and Are You Serious Sports. This is the LSU Postgame Show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to tonight?
Justin Dunning.
What's up, Justin? How are we doing tonight?
What's going on, man? It's always better after a win, ain't it?
Yeah,
look,
it is.
TJ looks phenomenal tonight. Nobody's taking that away at all. I mean, I think a lot of us, he came in and played a lot better than, we were even optimistic for, but we also got to pump the brakes just a little bit. I mean, nobody had any film on him. So now if he comes in and lights up Auburn, you can have that discussion. But a couple of us, like you said, Miles won that job for a reason, and until you see it consistently, you can't just take that from Miles. We can't act like quarterback was the reason we were losing games. I give you the 0 for 10 against Missouri, but I think the whole offense as a whole was a contributing factor to that 0 for 10. You can't put that all on Miles. And like I said, look, TJ balled out tonight. Nobody's taking that away from him.
Well, let me ask you this, because it seemed as if that this LSU offense seemed to have a little bit more confidence, a little bit more swagger with TJ under quarterback against the South Carolina defense now that's pretty competent. The best defense you've seen this season. Can't you throw that a little bit in there? I mean, look, I'm not saying to bench Miles. I'm not saying that. But isn't there a little something there, Justin, in the sense of that, hey, TJ had a lot of swag tonight and this offense played a lot better?
Oh, absolutely. But I think a large part of that, too, is me and you have been screaming it all year. You got to run the damn ball. I mean, I think a lot of the fan base finally realized what we've been screaming all season. John Emery is a stud. I mean, you got to feed that man. Ty Davis Price is a stud. You got to feed that man. Like you said, you got people crying, oh, they ran the ball 50 times. I don't give a damn if we run it 60 times and throw 10 times. You're putting up 50 points when you're putting up 52 points when you ran the ball 50 times. I don't care what it looks like if you're putting up 50 points. And a lot of times, like I said earlier, guys want to. I mean, I will give you this: the guys look like they wanted to play harder for TJ tonight.
That's what I was about to ask you. Is that they don't seem to they played harder for TJ than they did for Miles. Why?
Oh, absolutely.
Why
absolutely.
Though? Why do you think that is, Justin? Why?
But I think you hit that on the head. He's got a little bit of that swagger in him that Miles doesn't really have. Miles isn't that guy. Hell, that first drive, TJ came over, he's clapping his hands, he's fist bumping every old lineman. I mean, a guy like that, people want to fight for. It's kind of like Joe Burrow. When he got lit up in the UCF game, that was kind of the turning point for the team. He got up, he popped up. Guys wanted to fight for Joe. You got a guy that goes over the sideline and he's pumping up your whole sideline. I mean, guys are going to fight for that dude.
Yeah.
And as far as losing quarterbacks, I will say this: whoever, like you said, you don't ever stop recruiting quarterbacks. I don't care if we have 19 4- or 5-star quarterbacks. You don't ever stop recruiting quarterbacks. But I will say, to be fair, with the transfer portal now, if you're going to lose a guy, I will say this: play the young dude. Give me TJ Finley for the next 3 years instead of Miles for 1 year. So if you have to lose one of them, I mean, go ahead and lose Miles.
I think that's another question, too, that we're going to have to fill this entire week and even moving forward. Look, you're not winning a natty. Okay, you're not. All right,
No.
Let's get that off our shoulders. We're not winning a national championship this year. So if you're not going to win a natty, and this team even looks like they're, I'm not going to say that they can't do it next year, but I guess if you're going to lose and you're going to have close games, why not do it with TJ?
Well, and that's kind of my point. Like you said, I mean, let's be realistic, and a lot more of the fan base needs to accept that. We're not running the table. I heard them talk about that during the game. We're not running the table and making the playoffs this year. It's over. So if you're going to take your lumps, take them with a freshman quarterback. That way next year, when you have this stud class right now that are all freshmen or sophomores, maybe you have the animal that we had last year and you put together a run next year.
Yeah, I mean, Justin, I don't know, man. And I don't know. I don't think you should split time. But, man, I mean, look, if he goes there against all – I don't know if they start Brennan next week. But let me ask you this question. Hypothetical last question. We'll get you out of here. If, let's say, Miles Brennan doesn't play next week and LSU does exactly what they did this weekend against South Carolina, next weekend against Auburn, you got 2 games where guys 2-0. Miles Brennan as the starters 1-2. Do you have a little bit more of a point there to start TJ?
If TJ Finley goes into Jordan Hare next week and they look anything like they did tonight, and you go 2-0, Miles just lost his job. Then you can say that there's no discussion at that point. You're playing TJ for the rest of the year.
I agree with you, brother. Justin, we greatly appreciate you calling, man.
All right, Blake. Thank you.
Thanks, man. All right, guys, you can call into the show at 225-435-9387. I'm going to post this comment again. No, I'm not going to do that. Let's see. Let's copy this. I don't know. You guys on Facebook can see that. Let's see. Let's get to a couple of these comments. I'm seeing some of y'all's comments on here, and I'm pulling them up here. Nick Saban was playing TJ. Possibly. Chad said TJ looks great. O-line looked good, much better. RBs look much better. Wide receivers look much better. Fewer drops. Well, that's what O said this entire week, that receivers didn't have as many drops as they did with TJ versus Miles, or even. Oh my gosh, I've been drinking a little bit too much. Max Johnson. So you did see that. I don't think, guys, that this offensive line was bad all season long. You had 3 running backs in your first 3 games that had over 5 yards per carry. Okay. They weren't bad running the football. They just didn't do it like they did it tonight. They didn't have the attempts like they did it tonight. Just my opinion. And the stats would back that up. Of course, TJ has a good arm as well, says Jason Sheridan. Jason actually won the $50. Well, it wasn't really, Academy gift card. We sent our good friend Jason the $50. This because he subscribed on YouTube. So everyone after the show, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe at RU Serious Sports. Josh says that the defense is the obvious problem. I'm good with either one of the QBs. Yeah, they're a problem. I mean, look, they had some big-time plays. They had 5 sacks in the game. B.J. Ojulari is an absolute freak and an absolute beast, okay? You got to keep him on the field. But here's the truth. South Carolina still still had 403 yards. They had a 16-point swing with the missed field goals. Guys, they missed 12 points on field goals. South Carolina should have had 29 points tonight if they would have made field goals. So you could be even looking at a score 52-29 on an offense that's not that good. Now, the passing-wise, Colin Hill was not that good, 12 of 22. They still ran the ball for 169 yards. Something I want to bring up here, too, that I talked about early during the game. It's just a freshman thing, completely a freshman thing, is that the penalties early in the game from the offense kind of hurt them, but they still scored 52 points. You still had a freshman. I'm fine with it. Everyone joining the show, we appreciate it. Do us a favor and hit the like and hit the share. And our sponsor from every post-game show is our good friend, Mr. Caleb Clark, over at Robinson Brothers Ford Lincoln. 11455 Airline Highway. Ask for Woody. Give him a call today at 225-603-5432. That's 225-603-5432. See all of their fine vehicles over at RobinsonBrothersFord.com. That's RobinsonBrothersFord.com. Okay. Let's get to a couple more of y'all's comments. Guys, you can call in to the show. Let's see. Justin Dunn says, she's hot. I don't know who's hot. Taz says, bench Damone Clark. We talked about that earlier, man. He's really, really, really struggling, guys. Really, really, really struggling. Like, I don't know what it is with him, because last year, man, he was playing really good. Playing really, really good. And I don't know what's going on with him right now. No idea. Let's see. Guys, you can call in right there. You see it right there. 225-435-9387. Everyone join the show. Hit the like and share. Derek says, Matt Gridry, my sister went to school with her. I know who she is. I think y'all talking about Coach O's girl. We ain't getting into that here. We're talking about the game. Let's see. Go Philly says, let the young guys eat. All right, we got a phone call. Here we go. You on the line with Blake Ruffino and RU Serious Sports. This is the LSU postgame show. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to tonight?
Hey, it's Reg.
Reg, what's happening?
What's up?
Chilling, dog. We sipping on this official bourbon whiskey of AYS. We just coming off of a victory. We talking a little LSU post game. What you got for us, my man?
Man, I'm just happy, Blake, man. You boy, I'm up here in Hawaii, man. Just finally able to be happy, and celebrate this victory, dog. And hey, it's a good victory, and I like what I see from the young boys.
What you doing out in Hawaii, Reg?
I'm in the Air Force. I'm stationed in the Air Force.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for your service. We greatly appreciate you for your service.
No problem. No problem.
Reg, what you think about the game tonight, bro?
Man, I thought the game was good. I thought it was good. I liked it. I liked it. TJ, liked the poise, liked what he showed. One thing that I did like about it was that his the running game. I noticed was able to keep the defense off the field a little bit. So I think that was a big plus for us too. Being able to eat up that clock.
Yeah, I mean, Reg, look, I think, and let me ask you this: was this not the most complete game for LSU? And listen, I'm going to have a little bit of a hot take. Even complete game on offense in reference to a stats perspective, even from last year. I mean, they were all around great tonight.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, this was a game that the fans wanted to see, and I think we were able to see it. And I just hope that we continue to keep it going with Auburn and see what TJ about. I think he's there, man. I think he's gonna be that guy for us in the future with all these young other big key players like number 8 and number 1, and we got some good players for the future, man. I think it's time to let them run.
Let me ask you, if Miles Brennan's ready to go next week, do you start him or do you start TJ Finley?
I have to start TJ. I gotta start TJ. The team, it look like the team behind him, like got a little extra pep in his step. I think you gotta go with the young boy, man. Let's see what you could do, and go from there. If you're having a bad game, you can always put Miles Brennan back in. But I think we got some good momentum going with TJ, man. I don't want to mess it up,
I'm with you, Reg. Let's go over to the defensive side because you've been very vocal in reference to Damone Clark and some of these linebackers. Do you think it's time to get some of these young guys some work there too?
Absolutely. I got to see number 23. 23 looked good in there. I like to see that young kid from Texas, that true freshman. I like to see him get in there.
Yep.
I like to see Lee get in there, man. Let us see Lee get in there. And, we just need help back there in our secondary for sure, the safety too, man. I don't know what's up with Stevens, but we need to take away 7 and 18 and vacant them numbers for this year.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him. I think Baskerville, 23, did a lot better than Damone Clark. He was able to tackle in space. I mean, look, at least Reg, and one more question, we'll get you out of here, but I don't mind the Cardell Flott stuff. I mean, look, he even punched the ball out tonight along the sidelines. It just so happened to go out of bounds. I mean, you got good defensive pass rush. You're able to stop the run at times. Is it just a linebacker issue you feel like on defense?
I think it's a linebacker issue, but I also think it's a safety issue. We give up a lot of big plays, man. We had a lot of, the numbers. 3 for 10 on third down, so we did good there. We got turnovers, we get sacks. I just think we give up some big plays, and it comes in that middle, man. That's where the big plays come in, either in that middle or down. They stretching it down.
Well, yeah, you're right. They went 3 for 10 on third down, and LSU went 8 of 10, 7 of 9 with TJ Finley, which is a complete game changer and shows you why you score 52 points. Reg, we appreciate you calling in, my friend, and thank you for your service again.
Thank you, Blake. And hey, Blake, man, I think whatever Coach O did last week with that little young girl, man, we need to keep it going this week, brother.
Well, word on the street, Reg. Word on the street is they ain't together no more. Breaking news.
We gotta find a younger one. And we gotta find a younger one.
Hey,
we gotta keep it young for him.
Hey, send him one of them hot ladies out there from Hawaii. I know they got some fine honeys out there.
I got you.
All right, Reg. We'll talk later, man.
Have a blessing, man.
You too,
man. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. All right, that's Reg. We got a couple of phone calls here, too, that we missed. Let's see if we'll get back to them. Guys, you can always call in. Let's see. All right, you can call in at 435. God, this number changed. 435-9387, 225-435-9387. Let's see. We'll get to this phone call. Here. We just missed it. That's my fault. Let's see. Chris says Kerry Vincent versus Anthony Schwartz would have been a hell of a matchup, and if he not opted out. I agree with that. Let's see. Ryan says Jason Williamson.
Yeah, hello.
Hey, you on the line with Blake Ruffino and Are You Serious Sports? Who do we have the pleasure of talking to tonight?
But this is Air Wright, man. It's Air Wright.
What's up, man? What's happening tonight?
Man, I don't know. But I know it's a good night for LSU if anything else going on.
Hell yeah, it is.
But I got it, man. It's a question mark. It's a question mark.
What's the question mark? What you thinking?
What I'm thinking the fan base that they're pushing theirs too far, too fast. I know. Tonight, TJ played phenomenal, but Miles haven't lost his position in what he was. Hasn't been the starting quarterback because it's in fact, if you score 40 plus points in 3 games, you're supposed to be 3-0.
You're right on that.
But I love what I saw. I love what I saw what TJ did tonight. I love what I seen there. But not only with TJ, I love the development when it came to Coach E. Because the narrative, everything is always it's always been about Brady.
Hey, you make a good point. You make a great point there.
But the thing is that what they want to say about Brady so much, he coached more to the wide receiver group more compared to the quarterback development. So what it is, like people want to. I don't know. It's kind of like what happened to LSU. The best thing happened, but the worst thing happened at the same time. So it was a perfect storm. Not only you had a veteran quarterback went through the trenches of a veteran O-line, but nobody want to give credit to Coach E on the 2018 year that he took a team that was pretty much wasn't nothing to be 10-3. And the thing about it, the fan base feel like when it came to 19 year, 15-0, they got spoiled. But nobody want to bring up the point as in what happened to. Well, not saying it happened, but the results of a 10-3, 2018 LSU final record as in some fact, and it really supposed to be 11-2 against Texas A&M. I mean, the referee called him, but we can talk about that another day. But but everybody thinking that. I mean, not only fan base, but the media want to say Brady, but everybody forgot who hired Brady. But nobody knew who Brady was before Coach O hired him.
Hey, listen,
and not only he hired him, he elevated Coach E at the same time, and Coach E had a bad offensive line that he had to make Foster Monroe he could not run around. He had to not be himself, and he had to be an extra man blocking within the block. I mean, you only had two route runners. So I mean, it's kind of like it's so crazy. I'm so much of a fan, but it's hard me try to explain it right now. But they don't know that you had two men running route, and before Justin Jefferson, he was a 2-star wide receiver. He was our best wide receiver in 2018. They had the numbers that he have. I mean, you got 6 man. You got 6 man blocking in the block can not only be himself, but the development to LSU. Foster found himself not being the best tight end in the world or in the country.
Yep. I mean, look, you make a lot of great points, and I think you're spot on, man. We appreciate you calling in. We got a couple more calls calling in as well. But I appreciate it, man.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, I like what you said, and I agree with you. All right, bro. My boy is sauced up. All right, okay. Rot. Y'all gotta chill out. Listen, when I get sipping my damn self, All right. All right, we got another caller. Colin Thibodeau is calling in. Colin, what's going on, man?
Blake, look, bub. I want to talk about TJ's one true mistake tonight on that interception.
Okay.
Bro, if my boy puts 3 more pounds of air on it, we talking about 6 instead of a South Carolina 3.
Well, let me ask you this question because it looked like on the sideline that Mickey Joseph went up to Jeray Jenkins. It looked like there was a wrong route ran there. So let me ask you this question. And it kind of seemed as if TJ thought he was going to sit down. But regardless, you're saying outside of that, he played flawless, right?
I found that he did. When you start digging into it, you're gonna find those little mistakes that a true freshman makes and stuff like that. A read here or a read there. He could have put a little more on it, a little less on it. Gone to this guy instead of that guy. Maybe got a little bit better. But other than that, I mean, look, I'm not a fan of a guy losing his job to injury. I'm all for if Miles is healthy, get Miles in there. It's not working out, to hell with it. Throw TJ back in there. I'm a lot more comfortable knowing that apparently we got a guy that can do it.
Let me ask you this question, Colin. Let me ask you this. And this is going to be the theme, and I think that's why everybody's watching too. If TJ Finley goes out next week and gets another win and he's 2-0 versus the simple fact of Miles Brennan, who's 1-2, are you going to pull TJ for Miles Brennan at that point? I get the stats. The stats don't mean really Rudy poo anything to me. If you go out there and you win football games and this offense is more competent, do you pull Miles Brennan even though he got hurt? Because, look, I know it's not his fault, but at the same time, I don't care about whose fault it is. I care about winning football games. Do you, if TJ goes out there next week and they get a win, do you pull Miles Brennan?
TJ goes on the road to Auburn, gets a W. I don't know how you pull him. I'm kind of like you. At that point, stats are Rudy poo. Your boy went on the road to Auburn and got a W. And now, granted, I mean, you're not going to catch me singing much of Auburn praises. I think Gus Malzahn has been stringing it along since that game against Les Miles when Les Miles got fired. I think that game a few years ago was whoever lost that game was getting fired that night. As simple as that. And Malzahn's just kind of been stringing it along ever since. But TJ goes on the road. He gets a win in Auburn, which, for me, Auburn every year is, Auburn, and then they lose to South Carolina. And they struggle against this person, and they struggle against this person. But they eked out a win today.
Well, I mean, you beat South Carolina tonight. If it's any correlation, you should beat Auburn tomorrow. All right, we got a couple of calls in here. Colin, you're always welcome. I know you're always in the comments. You're always pushing us. We appreciate the call, my man.
All right, bub.
All right,
have a good night.
You too. All right, let's get to a couple more of these calls. Whoever this is called in like 5 times during that, so let's call him back. All right, we will call you back, guys. That's a good thing about the show. You call in, you don't get to us, we'll call you back. Devin Stives says, keep in mind Aubie's defense played LSU Titus last year. They did.
Yo.
Yo. Who do we have the pleasure of talking to tonight? This is AYS. You heard me?
Hey, Blake, that's Cedric Thibodeau, man.
What up, bro? Hey, let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something.
Let's talk,
You can't be saying these funny ass comments in my stream because my big ass is just as sauced up as everybody else, and I'm gonna be laughing. That stuttering thing, dog, made my big ass laugh, bro. Anyway.
Hey, let's go, man. Hey, I'm on one tonight. We happy tonight, baby.
I hear you. All right, so we're asking everybody the same question. TJ's performance, what'd you think?
Hey, man, that young kid could play football.
Sure can.
That boy, he got to play, man, hands down. Miles Brennan looked more like a freshman than TJ looked like a freshman tonight.
Explain. Keep going.
Shit. I mean, we could take it. The guy is poised, man. As a freshman, he took no sacks, rolled out of the pocket, making plays on the run.
Mm-hmm.
Miles Brennan first game, we gave up 7 sacks.
Yeah, and you know what's sad about that too is that look, everybody, and I know you watch the show, and look, a lot of people put that on the offensive line. I put that a little bit more on Miles Brennan tonight. TJ showed you what it looks like from a quarterback staying in the pocket. Look, you had 2 roughing the passer penalties against TJ Finley. He delivered them, one to Terrace Marshall that got you a touchdown, and another to Jeray Jenkins. That boy's going to sit in the pocket, and he's going to rifle that sucker.
He ain't scared to play. He ain't scared to play. He ready. The moment's not big enough for him. He can go. And not just that. Man, how about all the other freshmen carrying the load? Let's go. We're not playing for this year. We're playing for the next years, man. We're playing for championships down the road right now. We got to capitalize off of this.
I agree with you. And Eric on Facebook Live, I don't know who said anything about ass comments. No one called you ass. Let me ask you this. Ted, because LSU ran the ball for close to, really pushing it close to 300 yards. How much do you think that helped TJ Finley tonight being able to run the football?
It definitely helped. But we established the run real early. A lot of the yards came in the third quarter too, though. I mean, Emory ran the ball. Emory was doing his thing. Mm-hmm. But that couldn't happen in the third quarter if TJ wasn't balling like he was balling.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I think there's a little bit of this too, Ted, that I felt like they came out throwing the football a lot, which they did. I mean, he had, 18 passing attempts. And in the second half, they started running the football because they were playing guys that weren't in the box. And that gave him a lot of ability to be able to run the football. Let me ask you this, too. Now, TJ didn't have a lot of yards on the ground, but he was able to show that he can run the football. How much of a difference do you think it is that Miles Brennan's unable to run the football versus TJ, who is? Do you think that even loosens up the defense even more?
Man, Miles slower than molasses. Man, that boy can't even drop back. Man, look, I'm sorry. I don't have nothing against Miles Brennan. He might be a great kid, but picking up them logs on the off season, that didn't cut it.
So what you're saying is the Rocky IV didn't help him at all?
No, he got 4 years in the program, man.
I'm with you.
He tried to pull a Rocky shit. Hey, he ain't that guy, man. I'm sorry. We got to play. Players play, and everybody that's not on scholarship, y'all got to go. Y'all got to go, man. Miles, give me your scholarship back. Go.
We'll see. Ted, we appreciate you calling in, man. We got a couple more calls in here as well, but we appreciate it, and I agree with you.
Hey, man, keep doing your thing, boy. I love you.
All right, man. We appreciate you. Y'all have a good night. All right, guys, you can call into the show at 225. I got to change this overlay because y'all can't see this, and I can't keep putting this thing in there. I know Chris wants to call into the show, 9387. Let's see. Yeah, there's a number right there, guys. If you want to call into the show, we have open phone lines. What did you think of the game? And we'll go from there. Let's see. Justin Dunning says, let's give E a ton of credit. I'm with you there. Jay. He eased TJ into the game perfectly. That first drive was perfect drive to get his feet wet. Yeah, 16 plays over 7 minutes. Guys, that was a phenomenal drive. Phenomenal drive. And here's the question I've had all year long. Why aren't we doing that shit? Like, you have a struggling defense all season long. Why not do that earlier? Listen to me. Forget TJ. Forget TJ. Let's take TJ out of the equation. Why aren't you doing that for your damn defense? Hey, listen, at the end of the night, okay, look, they scored 24 points, whatever. Okay, I get it. But the truth is, yeah, did they really score 24? I mean, they missed some field goals, whatever. But, man, I'm with you. Guys, there's a phone number right there. Call into the show. Let's see. Blake, I like how you added the share with the phone number at the bottom. Makes it easy to find. We appreciate that, Jason. First drive was awesome, says Marvin. Marvin, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. 16 plays, over 70 yards or over 75 yards, 7 minutes. I mean, I should have charted it. I need to start charting these games more. Bingo, love the no back down attitude Finley had when he got tackled on the offsides. Devin, you bring up a good point. Listen, we lost the game against Missouri because we couldn't get a yard. You want to talk about this TJ Miles Brennan thing? TJ's going to get you that yard. Dog, he falls down and he's going to get you a yard. Hey, and listen, I had people blowing up my Twitter in reference to, oh my God, Blake, at the end of the game, LSU went under center. Who gives a shit if it scores? If they score, who gives a shit? Because the truth is that Torrey Carter demolished a guy, and you got a touchdown with John Emery, which John Emery did his whole Reggie Bush thing, jumping from the 4-yard line, leaping in there for a score. I don't care if they go under center or not. TJ played that perfectly. Smash Mouth Ball finally got TJE right O-line. I'm with you there. TJ Goatley. Says Gerard. All right. One game, but okay, I'm with you. I've said the same thing all year, says Arlen. Keep the defense off the field. You got to, man. Like, why haven't we been doing that all year? Because the truth is, tonight's defense is the best defense that you've seen to date. Calling it what it is. Nick Rizzuto, what's happening, brother? He says, what's up, bro? Not much. We're just doing the postgame show. You can actually call in, Mr. Nick, right here. You can call in 225-435-9387. What did you think of the game? Tedrick says, we were on fire in the red zone tonight. Yeah, we were. Yeah, we were. Let's see what these red zone stats are. Perfect in the red zone. Absolutely perfect in the red zone, which you have not had. Here's another thing that no one's going to talk about, too. LSU had the football for 37 minutes and 34 seconds. They dominated the football. They kept their defense off the field. You got 29 first downs. You went 8 of 10 on third down. You went 1 of 1 on fourth down. You kept your defense off the field. Hey, listen to me. I don't know if you can do this against Bama. You do that kind of shit against Bama, all right? Y'all call me crazy. I told y'all's ass all week. that offensive line wasn't Rudy Poo, and y'all wouldn't believe me. Now, most of y'all did, but some people were like, Blake, you're an idiot. Blake, you're a former offensive collegiate lineman. Oh, ho, ho. Good call. Yeah, I'm with you. Let's see. Third down conversions were great. Yeah, 8 of 10. I ain't going to complain about that. South Carolina's O is trash, so we really won't know till Bama because Auburn O is inconsistent. Yeah. Blake for president 2020. Shit. Y'all don't want me president. Y'all don't want me president because you know what I'd say is between the months from August to January, February, when football's going, y'all ain't going to see my big ass. President or not, y'all ain't going to see me. Oh, President Ruffino contracted coronavirus. Shit. Put me in that hospital. All I'm doing is watching football, y'all. Nick says, what do you think of the announcer saying to stick with TJ over Miles? I think you have to go back to the starter with Miles. Nick, that's been what we've been talking about all night. We've had 90 of us. Now we got, 52 of us. I don't know. I mean, look, I think you got to kind of see a little bit. I think that TJ, the offense played with a little bit more swagger. The South Carolina offense, or defense rather, is the best defense you've seen all year. I don't know. I don't know if you don't go with TJ, but we'll see. I mean, Miles has played good, but man, that offense played with a little different swagger. And if Miles can't go next week against Auburn and TJ goes 2-0 and beats Auburn on the road, you got to go with TJ. You can't look back. Yeah, we do. I need a raise. I ain't gonna say who this is, but I work with Mr. KGG, the Jester, 1979. But yes, we do need a raise for my main job. We do, because we put up with too much bullshit for what we go through. Constructive criticism, rushing defense got to get better. Look, Derek, I've said this for a long time, and it's been like a theme that I've said on my show. Winning covers a multitude of sins. Everyone that's called in is so hyped up. Everyone's energetic and ready to go. But man, there's some things we gotta clean up. Ryan says, Derek, after Bama game, whole defense won't be good. Defense ain't been good already, Ryan. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about? Put up an AYS poll on who should be the starter. Okay, I'll do that, Joseph. I'll do that. I'll do that on Twitter. I don't know how to do that shit on Facebook. Let's see. Reginald says, do you think that would affect the team if they go back to Miles? Hell yeah, it would affect the team. Hell yes, it would affect the team. And I'm a little weary if it affects the team in a negative way. Look, you can ask Nick Rizzuto, who's a good friend of mine. I've been pounding this TJ Finley thing since he was a senior in high school going into LSU. I went on the Bill King show and was pounding the table for TJ Finley. Bro, come on. I mean, I just don't know if you don't go TJ, man. I just don't know that. Let's see. John Adams said, what's up? What's up, John? Justin says, Joseph, prisoner of the moment results. It's going to be an obvious answer now. I mean, I agree with you a little bit there. Go Philly says LSU was 22% on third down in 3 games under Miles. Man, listen, this is a hell of a stat right here by Go Philly. Go Philly, I saw you just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Everyone join us. You can go to YouTube at RU Series Sports Go Philly. I appreciate it. LSU was 22% on third down in 3 games with Miles Brennan. Finley was 5 for 5 in the red zone, 7 of 9 on third down. Hey, Scott Linehan doesn't look that bad of a coach now, does he? Scott Linehan doesn't look that bad of a coach now, does he? You remember who he coached in Matt Stafford and the offensive years that he had with him. Throwing that out there. TJ rushed for 20 yards while throwing about a half of what Miles did last week. Difference was running back play. Adam, I'm with you there, but I mean, hell, he was at 200 yards at the half. I think that they just had a more consistent. But obviously, running back play, and I mean, I thought offensive line was always doing good. And they sauced up. Yeah. What are your thoughts about Bama losing Waddle? Yeah, I hate that. By the way, did y'all see Nick Saban's comments about, well, he shouldn't have taken it out and that was on him for getting hurt? Man, screw Nick Saban for saying some stupid ass. Look, we can curse on the show Saturday night. Screw Nick Saban for saying some stupid shit like that. Right? Oh, it's Jalen Waddle's fault for getting hurt. Middle finger up. Like, that's bullshit. Stats speak for themselves, says Chris. Mike Bro says, Blake, are you under the influence? Yes, absolutely. Blake is 10 for 10 on shots of Patron. I've been known to put some Patron down in my day, especially at the Rizzuto house. Jason Sheridan, Ojulari, he's a stud, already got 4 sacks. So what did Jason say? That freshman kid on defense for LSU had a big sack. Who was that? Has he been in there for the other games? Jason, we've talked about that. I've been pretty vocal about them taking him out of the game. But yeah, you got to keep BJ Ojulari in the game. That's bullshit that they kept taking him out. Miles was throwing 40 plus attempts, says Go Philly, over 50 dropbacks. Not going to read the rest of that comment. He had 53 against Missouri, only 2 sacks. Y'all said the offensive line was trash. Versus Mississippi State, of course, he's going to have more passing yards than Finley, who threw 21 attempts. Go Philly. I don't know who you are, but I'm with you, dog. I mean, I don't know if you ain't been watching the show over the last couple of weeks, but if you have that sentiment, that comment, guys, this comment right here, if you want to sum up our shows over the last couple of weeks, this is the comment. Like, legit, this is the comment. Go Philly. You starting to make a name for yourself on AYS here, brother. In today's transfer portal, do you feel Chase, you've had some comments, man. I just haven't been able to read them off, dude. I'm sorry. Chase Sharky, because some of them have been funny as hell. Chase said, in today's transfer portal, do you feel that as important to scout that market just as much as recruits? I feel there is talent out there not getting an opportunity. Sobster coming to BR. Sobster's not coming to BR. Look, and Chase, I don't know if you know me or not, but I played a little bit at Southeastern. I think he'll go there in Hammond. But I'm with you. And here's another thing, Chase. You got to recruit guys on your freaking team. I guarantee you that Ed Orgeron's going to have to recruit Max Johnson to stay on the damn team until the rest of the season's over, until Garrett Nussmeier gets in here. Promise you that. Great point by Chase. Derek says, how can you play for a man who says that about a player? Talking about Nick Saban? I don't know. Screw him. Ruin Brew got $15 endless mimosas and sangrias on a Sunday. Hey, Chris, text me. Chris, text me tomorrow on a Sunday. And I know I know our boy over there. We'll go. Chris, text me. I'm not bullshitting. Go Philly, dropping big gems. He is. This comment right here, boom. Hell yeah. My gut says Finley's the man. First start ever, showed poise that cannot be denied. Brennan was lost in backfield in his first game. Look, I've been telling you at the Rizzuto house too. This kid showed poise, and this kid's the truth. Now, the debate of Miles Brennan is something that I don't want to talk about big right now. We'll talk about on the show this week, but we will. Don't worry about recruiting. Bailey said she got that. Yeah, Bailey and Coach Joe are done. So all those pictures you saw of Coach Joe's lady, they're done. This ain't no more. But we're not gonna talk about that in depth. We're just not gonna do it. LSU's offense needs to look like my Brownies offense are unoriented to set up the play action. Brownies got their butts beat last week, bro. Baker Mayfield's on the cycle. Plays good, plays like shit. Oh, is he really a number one overall pick? Plays plays bad, then plays good, and the cycle just keeps going on. Justin says, yeah, they don't play him enough. He needs to take over the starting spot from Andre. I probably missed a comment there. So that's my bad, Justin. What's the deal with Webb? Don't be worse than Clark. Well, Philip Webb, per Ed Orgeron, is going to be coming off the end. He's going to be a DN / a little bit of a linebacker. I just don't know if he's ready. TJ versus Young should be a fan matchup in the near. All right, we got a comment right here. Someone didn't comment in the stream. But Clint LeBlanc, surprise, Max is better than Finley. More disciplined. Clint LeBlanc says, surprise, Max is better than Finley. More disciplined. Said who? Clint says who? Did you not see what TJ just did tonight? Bullshit. How can you make that judgment? How can you make that judgment on that? You can't. Let's see. I see your comment. Bro, what did bro just say on Facebook Live? He says that Bailey play call is 36 double D. Jesus. Y'all crazy. Y'all nuts. TJ looked very poised tonight, very calm. Yeah, I don't know how you can make that assumption off of one drive from Max Johnson versus everything you saw from TJ Finley tonight. No, you can't. Finley should be the starting QB, says Justin Wells. Seems to be the sentiment. That's the comment I was talking about. Bailey play call is 36 double D. Well, her play call is that she's not with O anymore. Saints got no wide receivers tomorrow. Are we going to beat Teddy, says John Adam? Yes. Yeah, we're going to beat him. We're going to beat him. You know what else I was thinking about too, looking at these stats while we're on the show? When you have rushing attempts, LSU had 54 rushing attempts for 5.1 yards per carry. Dog. I don't listen, I don't want to hear about this offensive line no damn more. Just if someone keeps telling me about this offensive line and that's the best defense we've seen all season long, Liam Shanahan should be benched. For who? Cardell Thomas got some playing time tonight. Everyone's been asking about him. If we're going to play a little bit of the negatives too, or some constructive criticism, LSU did have 10 penalties for 79 yards. A lot of those came in the first half with the offense not being lined up right and stuff like that. They cleaned that up under TJ in the second half. So that here's what you're going to hear from these guys in Baton Rouge and the radio guys. I know you're going to hear that this week, so just get ready. So all 52 of you or 53, 54 of you that are on the stream on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook right now, listen to me. People are going to say, well, the penalties were a problem. You had 10 penalties for 79 yards. You should have expected that with a true freshman. That's going to get cleaned up. Get out of here with that bullshit. They're going to say it. Listen to me. They're going to say it this week. And when you come back into our show and you're like, oh, Blake said they were going to say it. They're going to say it. John Adam feed AK. Yeah. Anyone checked on that cat that was running early? I don't know. That dude was sauced up. Hey, listen, I answered the phone call. Chase, I answered the phone call, and my dog went for 6 minutes straight talking. I ain't say a word, which is fine. I don't care. You guys can call in. Here's the number again. We'll get y'all the number. Y'all can call in. Nick says, do you think this was a turnaround game for defense or South Carolina's offense that bad? I think a mixture of both, Nick. I think a mixture of both. Play Cook if you can get him. Drew's, yeah. O-line gives you 5 yards an attempt, and that isn't the issue. And it's never been the issue. Never been the issue. Yeah, I don't have him, though. Okay, y'all talking about the Saints. Y'all know this is the LSU postgame show, right? All right, there's a number. Chase and Marshall first round wide receiver picks now, baby. Yeah, they surely showing that, John. I mean, Terrace Marshall's a problem. Let's see what he went tonight. I know he had 5 catches for 37 yards in the first half. But what did he have tonight? Yeah, 6 catches, 88 yards, and 2 TDs. So let's see. That would make 16 games that he's played or started for LSU with 22 receiving touchdowns. So in 16 games, Terrace Marshall has 22 passing touchdowns or receiving touchdowns. How about that shit? That shit's lit. That's a first-round wide receiver. Again, in the SEC. 18 and 25 need to be benched, man, says Brian and or Sarah. But I'm thinking it's Brian. 18 and 25 need to be bench man. Coverage skills have not been there at all. I don't mind Cardell Flott. I think that the slot I think the slot is the hardest position to play. You know what I like from Cardell Flott, though, is even though it was on the sidelines, that dude is always trying to punch that ball out, man. That's a skill that people don't have. I think he'll get better in pass coverage, but I think it's a very, very hard position to play. But I think he'll get better. I'm not so down on Flott as I am 18. 18's bad, y'all. And 7's bad as well. Jacoby Stevens is not good right now. Just not good right now. What's the school record for TDs? 28, isn't it? Terrace is sitting at 22. I think so. I think you're talking about receiving touchdowns. Yeah. In a career, yes. J.C. Horn got exposed tonight. That's a good point. Something we hadn't talked about. J.C. Horn was getting frustrated, and after the play, pushing wide receivers. He got exposed. Terrace Marshall, Jeray. Look, Jeray Jenkins is making a name for himself. I was really high on Racey McMath this year, but man. And Chase Sharkey, if Chase is still in here, Chase asked a question earlier about I think it was Chase, but Chase asked a question about Trey Palmer. I mean, even on that kickoff, he returned for a touchdown. I mean, man, he missed it. Like, he's had some problems catching the football. Adam Parr says every defense is getting torn up this year in the SEC. That's a fantastic point. A fantastic point. Because they are. Was thinking the same thing. Where the hell was Stevens been this year? Not good. I mean, that long run in the second half and that long run in the first half all came from Stevens not having contained and going in the inside and getting blown up by a tight end that he has no business getting blown up by. Y'all, I like Jacoby Stevens. I think he's a good leader. I think that he does have a lot of talent, but right now he just is not good. McGrath, I think you mean McMath, but yeah, McMath just can't get involved. Yeah, which is sad, man, because he's really talented. I like Flight Kid, has talent, will be playing on Sundays, just don't have a coach. Look the plays he made last year as a freshman when he had little direction. Chase, and you can go look at this from Pro Football Focus. Last year as a freshman, did you know that Cardell Flott had the least or the lowest passing percentage against him, or QB passing percentage against him last season as a freshman? And it was guys that had 20 attempts against him. He's in the slot, guys. Slot is a hard position to play. Any reason Kayshawn has getting less playing time? I mean, yeah, Jeray Jenkins. I mean, look, Coy Moore had a big night tonight. Look, here's your receiving yards. Terrace Marshall, 6 catches for 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jeray Jenkins, 3 catches, 76 yards. That's, I mean, hell, that's over 20 yards a catch. Coy Moore, 3 catches, 34 yards. I think Coy Moore got a little bit involved because of the connection that he has with TJ. Eric Gilbert, who we thought was going to get more involved, 2 catches, 27 yards. Kirkland, 2 catches, 21 yards. And Kayshawn Bucci, 1 for 19. So I think he was involved. I mean, he had, 2 targets, but he's spreading the ball around. And something that we hadn't talked about, TJ Finley's spreading that ball around, y'all. All right, let's get a couple more comments and we'll get on out of here. Kentucky and Arkansas. Okay. Take 7 away from Stevens like we took that away from Giles. You might need to. Bradley Rice says he isn't good because he isn't a safety. I agree with that. We've been talking about that for weeks. Chris says Bo needs to stop putting Stevens in the deep middle third or man-to-man on athletes. Well, he was in the box tonight a lot. He was on the line of scrimmage, but I'm with you. There were a couple plays he was in the middle third. You got to keep them off. All right, guys, we're going to get on out of here. This is the LSU Postgame Show. My name is Blake Ruffino. This is AYS, and we will see you guys back on Monday. We'll be guessing as we always do during the week. But don't forget to catch us out on Monday through Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. We'll see you then. Have a good night.